If you care about real soil health, real yields, and real long-term results, this is one of those videos you'll want to save and come back to. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to Evergreen Garden and drop a comment below telling me what you're growing this season. Because what we're talking about today can quietly transform your soil without chemicals, gimmicks, or endless inputs. This is about attracting earthworms naturally by turning your soil into something they actively seek out. And once you understand this, you'll never look at soil preparation the same way again. The idea of magnetic soil is not mystical, trendy, or new, even though it sounds that way. It's a practical description of soil that has the right mineral balance, organic matter, microbial life, moisture, and structure to pull earthworms in like a magnet. Earthworms don't randomly appear. They migrate toward environments that support their survival and reproduction, and when you build that environment deliberately, the results can be dramatic. Why earthworms always choose certain soils over others is the first thing gardeners need to understand. Earthworms are driven by three primary needs: food, safety, and moisture stability. They feed on decaying organic matter that has already been softened by microbes. They avoid compacted soil because it restricts movement and oxygen. They prefer soils rich in calcium and trace minerals because these help them regulate their internal chemistry. When all three conditions are met, worms don't just visit. They settle, multiply, and stay. The mineral balance that makes soil magnetic to earthworms starts with calcium, not nitrogen. Many gardeners overfeed nitrogen and wonder why their soil stays lifeless. Calcium, especially in the form of agricultural lime or crushed eggshells, improves soil aggregation. Aggregated soil creates tiny air pockets and stable channels that worms can move through easily. A practical ratio that works well in garden beds is about 2 to 3 cups of finely crushed eggshells or 1 cup of agricultural lime per 10 square feet of soil, applied once or twice a year and lightly incorporated into the top few inches. Now, organic matter is actually the second major force that draws earthworms in, but not all organic matter works in quite the same way. Fresh green material, for instance, can heat the soil and actually repel worms if you overdo it. What worms are really after is partially decomposed material that microbes are already working on. Compost that has finished heating but still smells earthy is honestly just ideal. Applying 1 to 2 inches of mature compost across the soil surface and letting it sit as a mulch is, in fact, one of the fastest ways to increase worm activity. Worms rise at night to feed and drag this material down, enriching the soil from the inside out. Microbial life is, the silent partner in this process, and without it, earthworms won't stay long. Bacteria and fungi pre-digest organic matter, making nutrients available to worms. One simple way to boost microbial populations is by applying compost tea. A basic ratio that works is 1 shovel of compost to 5 gallons of water, bubbled or stirred vigorously for 12 to 24 hours. This liquid can be poured directly onto the soil around plants, not on leaves, and repeated every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season. Soil moisture is, honestly, where many gardeners accidentally push worms away. Constant saturation drives worms deeper or out entirely, while bone-dry soil forces them into dormancy. The goal is consistent dampness, similar to a wrung-out sponge. Mulching plays a critical role here. Straw, shredded leaves, or wood chips applied at a depth of 2 to 3 inches, slow evaporation, and moderate temperature swings. In hot climates, this alone can double worm activity within a month. Avoiding soil compaction is another non-negotiable if you want magnetic soil. Earthworms need oxygen, and compacted soil suffocates them. This means, minimizing foot traffic on garden beds and avoiding heavy tilling. Broad forking once or twice a year loosens soil without destroying worm channels. A broad fork inserted every 8 inches across a bed and gently rocked back creates deep aeration while leaving the soil structure intact. Iron-rich amendments also contribute to what gardeners call magnetic soil. Trace amounts of iron, along with magnesium and sulfur, support both microbial and worm health. Basalt rock dust or glacial rock dust applied at about 5 pounds per 100 square feet replenishes trace minerals slowly and safely. These minerals don't feed plants directly at first. They feed the soil ecosystem that feeds the plants. Once conditions are right, earthworms begin reproducing quickly. A healthy garden bed can support several hundred worms per square meter, and each worm can process its own weight in soil daily. Their castings improve nutrient availability, increase water retention, and stabilize pH naturally. Over time, this reduces the need for fertilizers, because the soil itself becomes the nutrient delivery system. Real-world results show up faster than most people expect. Gardeners who apply compost, calcium, mulch, and moisture control together often see worm populations surge within 4 to 6 weeks. Seedlings establish faster, root systems deepen, and plants show steadier growth with fewer stress symptoms. This isn't magic. It's biology working as designed. The most important thing to remember is that earthworms are indicators, not tools. You don't force them into soil. You invite them by building an environment they want to live in. When they arrive in large numbers, it's confirmation that your soil is moving in the right direction. If this guide helped you see soil differently, make sure you subscribe to Evergreen Garden, share this video with another gardener who's serious about improving their soil, and leave a comment below with your experience using compost, mulch, or mineral amendments. This channel exists to build gardens that last, and healthy soil is where that journey always begins.